What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some battles in the Open Great League with the full Cypher Evolution line, a team I've showcased several times on the channel before, however never in the Great League, as previously Kleavor had only been available from raids where its CP was too high to fit into the Great League, but with the recent bug out event it was available in timed research and therefore finally available to use in the Great League. Now this is obviously a mean team, but I picked up some crazy wins with it, so with that being said, let's just get straight into the question of the day. Which other bug-type Pokemon would you like to see me showcase on the channel this coming week? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so go into the first battle in Kleavor into Chargebug. So based on typings alone, this is a positive matchup for us. However, Kleavor is incredibly attack weighted, similar attack stat to the likes of Crawdont and Electivire. I'm going to shield up the X-Scissor. I'm going to full send the Stone Edge, as there's no point going for X-Scissor really, as X-Scissor will not cut it. Stone Edge grabs the shield, and then I realize the opponent will be throwing probably after one more fast move. So I swap, I catch the resisted X-Scissor onto my Shadow Sizzle, and we bait out a Stunfisk. So at this point, I think I'm going to shield here. I am going to shield at the last second as they go for a Mud Bomb. I'm now going to overfarm, throw a Trailblaze on the CMP tie. Ideally, I would prefer if they no shield this, and the opponent does let it go through. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get the KO there, but hopefully that puts them into Fury Cutter farm down range for my Scyther. We're going to wait out the Switch Clock here and then come in with the Scyther, trying to go for a full farm down, but realizing, unfortunately, Fury Cutters are just not cutting it despite the name. So we go for a Night Slash, and we grab the final shield from the opponent. Now, I should be able to live a discharge, since of course it did get a damage nerf. I'm now going to swap back into Kleavor, and the opponent swaps into Chargebug. So we go for 3 quick attacks, fire off the Stone Edge. Stone Edge gets the KO there, and they come in with a Mandibuzz as their final Pokemon. And because I overfarm, I'm able to reach a second Stone Edge on the CMP tie, dealing monstrous damage up against the Mandibuzz. And at this point, of course, whatever they throw, even if they undercharge, will be taking us out. We can come back in with the Scyther, get the Fury Cutter farm down, come out with a Night Slash loaded, ready to throw back into the Stunfisk coming in, and Night Slash from that range takes out the Stunfisk, and I'm able to take that game. So, GG's to open there into next battle. We see a Lapras in the lead. So, this is another matchup where, based on typings, obviously, they're going to hit for super effective damage with the Sparkling Aria. If I'm able to bait with an X-Scissor, and if the opponent does throw on very poor timing on that first charge move, then I should be able to go for an X-Scissor and then reach a Stone Edge on the CMP tie. So, X-Scissor grabs the shield. I'm then able to reach a Stone Edge, winning CMP very comfortably. And Stone Edge gets the one-shot up against the Lapras. The opponent comes in with a Mandibuzz once again. So, at this point, I'm actually going to swap out there, as they will outpace me to the next charge move, catch the move onto my Scissor. Aerial Ace is going to be neutral damage there, and at this point I'm actually going to shield in this matchup. The opponent doesn't know what charge moves we've got. Obviously Night Slash and Trailblaze are both resisted, so a little bit of a risky shield there, but we can now overfarm considerably, fire off the Night Slash, and actually grab the final shield from the Mandibuzz and reach a second Night Slash in the progress. So Night Slash is going to be no shielded. At this point all shields are down. The opponent is one away, I believe, from the next charge move. So Aerial Ace gets the KO. We can come in. I can actually just settle for an X-Scissor from this range. This should be enough damage to get the KO, and it does take out the Mandibuzz, but they've got Clodsire in the back, and if they're on Stone Edge, this is game over. But this is only 6 Poison Sting, so it's just a Sludge Bomb that doesn't do enough damage, and it doesn't really put me into farm down range either. Now, I wasn't entirely sure if I'd reach a Trailblaze and a Night Slash, so instead I settled for back-to-back Night Slashes here, hoping that if the opponent tries to overfarm at all, then I can reach another move, and unfortunately I get the boost, but at the second Night Slash there, so it doesn't really help me out. But we can come back in with the Kleavor. It's 5 to the next Sludge Bomb, so I throw on the CMP tie, and resisted Stone Edge still takes out the Clodsire, and I'm able to take that game. So, GG's top home there into next battle. See a Diggersby in the lead. So, not really ideal for me, but we're going to stay in this matchup anyways. I am resisting the quick attack damage, and the opponent just settles for a Fire Punch, which is only neutral. I mean, even non-stab, that does over half our health there with the quick attack damage. So, I'm going to fire off an X-Scissor, and I will fire off the next one straight away, throwing on CMP, and again, very comfortably winning CMP in this matchup, and grabbing a shield up against the Diggersby as well. So, at this point, I'm happy to let the move go through. Fire Punch does take us out, but now we can come in with the Shadow Scissor. I'm definitely going to shield here. I don't think Night Slash would quite take them out from that range, so I didn't want to risk throwing and then still having to use a shield. Anyways, the opponent then swaps out into a Saber Eye, so I'm going straight for Trailblaze. Trailblaze doesn't do too much damage, but it boosts up my attack. Unfortunately, they do reach a charge move before I can go for a full farm down, but foul play, gonna grab my final shield, and let's see what the opponent wants to do. They come in with a Drift Blim, and I'm hoping I can reach back-to-back Night Slashes here. First one, grabs the final shield, but I realize I'm not gonna get there in time, so we swap into the Scyther, and the opponent actually overfarms in this matchup. Night Slash, super effective, but we are a non-Shadow Scyther, so unfortunately, not enough damage to get the KO. Icy Wind does take us out, and unfortunately, not able to reach a Night Slash there, so Astonish takes us out, and we do lose that game. But GG's to opponent there into next battle. See a Lapras in the lead. So the opponent is this time going to throw at better timing, only giving me one turn in for free, which means actually they will just barely outpace me to back-to-back charge moves, even if I bait with an X-Scissor. So not ideal for us. We go for the X-Scissor there, and the opponent, like I mentioned, does just barely outpace me by one turn. So at this point, I'm going to double shield here. I'm going to overfarm. We've already baited, so the opponent might just let this move go through, especially since they have grabbed both shields, and we do get the KO with the Stone Edge. They come in with a Shadow Drapion, and we're throwing on CMP once again. Stone Edge coming through. The opponent does not respect the damage. We get the one shot, and the opponent just concedes the match there. Honestly, Shadow Jump Off would have been very problematic for my team, especially if they had acrobatics. I don't think, even though it's neutral damage, that Shadow Scissor would tank that very comfortably. But luckily for me, the opponent just concedes the match there, and so we're able to take that game. But into the next battle, not a great lead for us, and even worse that we're going to see a Talonflame coming in. But I guess this is the point of the Cypher, to bait out the Talonflame, so hopefully Scizor can do okay in the back. However, they've got Greninja in the lead. There's just not a lot we can do here. I've not even put them into range where 3 quick attacks will get the farm down, so the opponent will reach back-to-back charge moves, and I'm forced to double shield here as Scizor up against a double boosted Talonflame will not be able to tank Incinerate at all. So we're going to see the Greninja coming back in. We do have a slight energy advantage, so he can grab a shield from the opponent. The opponent will reach a charge move here, so I swap out, but the opponent holds onto the energy. They overfarm. The opponent goes for Hydro Cannon, getting the one shot up against the Scizor. And of course, my only win condition here is if the opponent, for whatever reason, chooses to no shield, and they've got another Pokemon incredibly weak to us in the back, but they play it safe. They shield, they go for the Hydro Cannon, taking out the Kleavor, and unfortunately, we do lose that game. But GG's up in there. Into the next battle, we see a Shadow Alola Ninetales in the lead. So at this point, I'm thinking, you know what, Scizor has such a dominant matchup here. I'll happily take a shield advantage. If Kleavor even gets to the Stone Edge, which we barely do in the zero shield scenario, we can go for the Stone Edge, grab a shield advantage, and just let the Kleavor go down. Come in with a Shadow Scissor. Unfortunately, do reach, I think, potentially a Dazzling Gleam, so I will respect it. It is just a Weather Ball, unfortunately, but Shadow on Shadow, that still would have done quite a lot of damage, and that should come in with Altaria, so we're going straight for Night Slash. Night Slash is going to get the boost, and that is huge for me. I'm now going to overfarm as much as I can, fire off a second Night Slash here. Night Slash number 2 is going to get the KO, and it gets another boost. Insane damage. Look at those bullet punches up against this Giraffe Rig. Night Slash isn't even going to be shielded. At this point, the opponent recognizing they're probably going to lose, and they concede the match. But into the next battle, GG's to opponent, by the way, we see a Blastoise in the lead, so this is awful, and I very nearly swapped into my Scyther before realizing, wait, they're on rollout. That's going to be double super effective. So I'm forced to stay in here. Unfortunately, not a very good matchup for us, but we're going to shield the first move, fire off the X-Scissor. X-Scissor going to be no shielded by the opponent, and now I'm going to throw on CMP. At this point, I should at least grab a shield back from the Blastoise. However, they are going to easily take us out with a Hydro Cannon, and they will outpace whatever we come in with to a charge move as well. So not really ideal for us. We're going to come in with the Shadow Scissor. I should be able to shield once, and then actually go for a resisted Bullet Punch farm down. Now, I do apologize for the noise that you might be able to hear in the background. Sounds like someone is doing some... well, it sounds like they are mowing the lawn, which is not ideal for us. But either way, we go for a Night Slash. Night Slash, not going to do too much damage there. No boost this time around either, unfortunately. We go for a second Night Slash. It's no shielded again. We're going to swap into Scyther, and I assume they're probably on Acrobatics here. The opponent full sends the Acrobatics, easily getting the one shot. And unfortunately, they can outpace me to the next charge move very comfortably. And Acrobatics does take out the Shadow Scissor, and unfortunately, we do lose that game. But GG's up on there. Into the next battle, we see a Dugong in the lead. So, similar to Lapras, if we do bait with an X-Scissor, I should be able to win the one-shield scenario here. And it doesn't really matter about the opponent's charge move timing either. So, we can go for the X-Scissor, grab a shield from the opponent. Obviously, up against a Dugong, they're going to be shielding the first move as they can now debuff my attack. But that debuff actually doesn't matter in this matchup because even though we're debuffed, we are full send the Stone Edge right now. And Stone Edge from this range still gets the one shot up against the Dugong. The opponent comes in with a Shadow Kanto Marowak. And I actually make a little bit of a mistake there, or a risky play. I throw on good timing. However, we get damage registration error there. So I got very lucky to get off the charge move at all. We're now going to shield this as the opponent is going to go and full send the Rock Slide. Double super effective there. I wasn't sure how much damage a Trailblaze would do, so I didn't want to throw at the last second and then it not quite get the KO. But Trailblaze does put them into farm down range, so the opponent actually swaps into a Galarian Corsola. We're going straight for Night Sash here. We are boosted. It does big damage, but unfortunately, because I didn't overfarm as much as I possibly could, I'm actually going to swap, catch the move onto my Scissor as they go for a Power Gem, and actually, that could have cost me the game there, because if they could fully farm me down, that wouldn't have been ideal. I think the bear play would have just been to let the Scyther go down, as Scissor would outpace them to a charge move anyways, but either way, we get the KO there, and I'm able to take that game. Into next battle, awful lead matchup for us, but my only hope really is that the opponent's going to have like a Charmer and a Razor Leaf user in the back, so they're going to be forced to stay in with their Bastiodon up against my Scissor. So we go straight for Trailblaze, and they are staying in, so probably going to be either double Razor Leaf or Charm or whatever, I don't know. But either way, we're going to stay in this matchup now, go for Night Sash here, and I should be able to reach another Night Sash before they can farm me down. I'm hoping the opponent is just so low at this point, and they've got me really low that they might just let this move go through. So Night Sash is unfortunately shielded by the opponent, and that is definitely not ideal. Obviously, we've already shown 2 Scyther evolutions, so maybe it's pretty obvious to the opponent that we are running just a triple Scyther evolution line theme team here. But either way, we come in with the Kleavor. I'm going to overfarm here, and I'm going to go and fire off an X's. I'm hoping this is enough damage to get the KO, and it does take them out. But they come in with a Razor Leaf, Victory Bell, and they have another Charmer in the back here, so definitely not ideal. We're going straight for Trailblaze. The opponent will actually outpace me to a Swift before I reach Trailblaze number 2, and so I panic. I fire off a Night Sash here. I think my only win condition was just committing to another Trailblaze there, because now the opponent can commit to a full farm down. I'm forced to throw the X's straight away as we win CMP, but from this range, Razor Leaf is neutral damage. It gets the fast move beatdown up against my Kleavor, and unfortunately we do lose that game. I was going to say GG's to opponent there, but honestly, like, if you're still using that team in 2025, like, just get a life. But anyways, into the next battle, we're going to see X's going into Morpeko. We actually win CMP in this matchup, which is very nice. I'm going to shield the first move. Hopefully they don't bait with the Psychic Fangs, and they do full send the Aura Will, which is great for me. The opponent is now going to fire off a Psychic Fangs here, but I should just barely live this. So I'm going to no shield. Psychic Fangs doesn't quite take us out there. I can still fire off the X's. X's will be grabbing the final shield for the opponent, or getting the KO there, and we do grab that final shield. At this point, I'm going to come in with my Shadow Scissor, and I might... Well, actually, I'm going to no-shield this, as this will just be another Psychic Fangs. Psychic Fangs is resistant damage. However, they are now obviously boosted, and they debuff my defense. So these Thunder Shocks are really adding up. I'm just going to go straight for Night Sash, get the KO there, and let's see what the opponent wants to do. They're going to come in with a Lapras, so we are going to stay in this matchup, as I am running Trailblaze, and from a Shadow Scissor, Trailblaze will do a lot of damage. I'm going to shield up the Sparkling Aria, fire off the Trailblaze, and Trailblaze is going to deal huge damage. It boosts up our attack. We're now going to swap Snipe with the Scyther, and the opponent comes in with a Serperior. So of course, I'm not on X's or Aerial Ace, so only got neutral Night Sashes here. Night Sash does not get a boost, but the opponent fires off a Charge Leaf. I should be able to live an Aerial Ace fairly comfortably, but they actually go for a Frenzy Plant for whatever reason. I don't know if that means they're on Leaf Tornado as their secondary Charge Move, but either way, Night Sash doesn't quite get the KO there. The opponent gets damage registration error, and the opponent is actually on Aerial Ace, so they made a mistake, and as a result, we can come in with a Scissor. We're able to tank a Vine Whip, Bullet Punch gets the KO, and I'm able to take that game. Into next battle, and you think this would be a good matchup for us as we are a rock type, but unfortunately we are of course part bug as well, so this is really not ideal for me, and I'm kind of expecting the opponent to just double shield in this matchup, which would really suck for us, but I can shield here. We're not at 1 HP, so I can shield up the Thunder Punch, go for the X's straight away just in case the opponent threw a Charge Move immediately, but they're just going to go for the Incinerate farm down anyways. We grab both shields here, and the opponent is going to go and blind throw a Blast Burn, which is huge for me because now they will not reach another Charge charge beef before I can get to a Night Slash. And of course, Night Slash from this range gets the KO there. And let's see what the opponent wants to do. They come in with an Aerial Ace, and again, unfortunately, not having Aerial Ace does kind of suck here because we can only throw a neutral Night Slash. The opponent goes for Cross Poison. I was hoping they'd be on Lunge and Trailblaze there, but of course, Cross Poison is going to be neutral. We're now going to swap into our Scissor, and the opponent's got a Grumpig in the back. Now, if I had X-Scissor, I probably would get the KO here, but unfortunately, Night Slash, non-stab, it doesn't do as much damage, and unfortunately, they do reach a charge move. Shadow Ball takes out the Shadow Scissor. They're able to Psywave, farm me down, and unfortunately, we do lose that game. But GG's up on there. Into next battle, we see a Shadow Drapion in the lead, so they should be able to outpace me to the first charge move, but they overfarm, so we're going straight for X-Scissor here. X-Scissor is going to grab a shield from the Shadow Drapion, and I'm also going to shield here as the opponent is going to go for a Crunch, which means they probably don't have Aqua Tail because there's really no reason to go for Crunch rather than Aqua Tail. So we throw a charge move on the CMP type once again, grabbing both shields from the opponent. So at this point, I'm actually happy to let the Kleavor go down. I realize I can come in with my Shadow Scissor, double resisting the Poison Sting damage, and I can just commit to a full Bullet Punch farm down. The opponent goes for a Crunch there, no debuff once again, we get the full farm down, and let's see what the opponent has in the back. The opponent's going to come in with a Cradilly, and we can go straight for Trailblaze here. Trailblaze, going to hit for neutral damage, but it boosts my attack, dealing huge damage. Honestly, probably should have just gone for another Trailblaze there to be double boosted, but we go for the Night Slash. Night Slash gets the KO, they've got a Grumpig in the back. I'm going to overfarm now, fire off the Night Slash, we are boosted. Night Slash actually still doesn't quite get the KO there. Unfortunately, not a full Scissor Sweep, but it doesn't really matter. Dynamic Punch takes out the Scissor. We can come in, one Fury Cutter with our Scyther, gets the KO, and I'm able to take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to take your support even further, you can now become a channel member with perks including early access to new videos, shoutouts at the end of each video, custom loyalty badges, and custom emojis to use in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has already become a channel member. Your support is greatly appreciated, and with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.